be a man, you must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Time is racing toward us. Alright, hey guys, this is AJ Unlimited here to bring you another video. Today we're going to be talking about, I guess, just straight to the point, being a man, or what I personally believe it takes to be a man in today's day and age and in this world, just generally speaking. Here are 10 things, 10 tips for men that I would like to list and sort of talk about them individually and see what magic I can make happen here. Number 1, I listed it's okay to cry. Now, obviously, no one likes a drama queen. No one likes someone who cries every 15 minutes because they can't get what they want, or you whine a lot, or you run your mouth a lot, or whatever. I'm talking those moments when you are alone at home or whatever, and you're just experiencing heartache, and you just gotta let it out. I do it every once in a while, and I don't run from it. Even at work, sometimes I'll let a little bit of like the teary-eyed action going on, just to again let it surface, let it run its course, and let it sort of come and go. And damn it, it feels good to cry. I'm not even embarrassed. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I cry probably like once or twice a week. I don't even know. But don't ever be ashamed to cry. People say, "Oh, grown men don't cry." Yes, screw that. Like, it's okay to cry. That's like it's a healing process. You're letting go. You're growing. So don't ever be ashamed to cry. Number 2, no one is looking at you. Okay, I don't care how cool or tough or smart or funny you think you look. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you look like, what your what your beard looks like, what jewelry you're wearing, what shirt you're wearing. None of it. I do have one story about this one guy I used to work with, and I'm not going to mention his name, obviously, but he was one of those guys that just had to constantly be showing off something. And he was kind of like a shorter guy too. Like, I mean, shorter than me. He would probably like once or twice a week he would walk like across, because I work in a kitchen, he would like walk across the kitchen like limping. Like totally intentionally limping. And when people ask what's wrong with him, he would say like, "Oh, I sprained my calf muscle while working out this morning." But when he would say it, he would like purposely lower his voice to make himself sound more tough. So he'd be like, "Oh, I sprained my calf muscle working out this morning." And I would just sit there like, "Really? Really?" And he would do this a lot. He was like, you could definitely tell he was like going out of his way to, like, he wanted people to ask him that. There's a couple other stories, but I'm not going to get too much into it because I want this to be nice and snappy. Oh, I think it was the same guy, too, that would, like, never wear a coat in the wintertime because he was too cool for that. I remember one day it was, like, 30 degrees, 25 degrees, and I was, like, bundled up because I was cold. I was freezing, and he was just walking casually with just a T-shirt on, and I'm like, "Aren't you cold?" And he was like, "Nope." He said, "I don't get cold." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you, douchebag." We'll see who's laughing when you're dying in bed of pneumonia, you dork. That actually brings me to my next point, number 3, and that is it's not about you. I hear and see a lot of guys out there, boys, man-childs, if you will, who like are constantly kind of trying to put the spotlight on themselves. They're trying to be overconfident. They're trying to be funny. They're trying to get all the attention. Or they're just complaining about their day, trying to draw sympathy. And it's just kind of like, put a sock in it, will you? Especially like once you're like past the age of 25, you're in your 30s. It's time to grow up. Okay? Nobody cares about you. Nobody's looking at you. It's not about you. As a matter of fact, at that point, once you're like past 25 years old, at that point it's about, if you want to get married and have kids, it's about trying to build a life for them. It's not about you anymore. It's about building a foundation, building the house, metaphorically build the life that you have to build for your future, family. It's not about you. Number 4, this is kind of a big one, and that is take responsibility for your actions / be honest. I see and hear again so many guys out there who are always trying to either find excuses or beat around the bush or sweep things under the rug or simply pass the blame on to someone else or something else. No, nothing will earn you more respect points from others than simply just admitting to your mistake, being honest about it. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I will try not to let it happen again, and I promise I will try to do better. Just do it. Be honest, be clear, be to the point. Nobody's going to love you for lying about a mistake or trying to make a big deal out of it or trying to, again, beat around the bush or like, oh, well, this wouldn't have happened if he didn't do. No, 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 no. It's not about him. It's about, what you did right or wrong and taking accountability, taking responsibility for your actions and owning up to your shit. That's being a man. Number 5, and I mentioned this multiple times before, and that is work smarter, not harder. I see so many guys out there just constantly just grinding and just killing themselves over like hard work, whether it be exercise or YouTube or whatever, like they're constantly killing themselves over it. They're just torturing themselves. It's like that's not how this life thing is supposed to work. It's like one small baby step at a time and, learn how to like not push yourself so hard all the time and learn how to take a break every once in a while and rest and give yourself days off, and don't constantly be in overdrive because it's going to burn you out and eventually it's going to drive you mad. It's going to drive you nuts because, your brain is a muscle too. And if you wear that muscle out, then you're going to fall into a depression or what have you. And don't even start with that. Oh, I don't get depressed. I'm a grown man. I'm not depressed. Yeah, fuck that. Everybody gets depressed. Depression. Nobody is immune to depression or anxiety or any kind of mental health disorder. So keep that in mind too. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to get to where you're going as quickly as possible and try to surpass everyone else along the way. I mean, sure, yeah, you want to be ahead of the crowd to some extent, but not to the point where you're killing yourself over it. Because what happens when you get there? Well, then there's no rest, relaxation. If you don't learn that now, you're not going to learn that down the road. It's like an addiction. If you keep on pushing yourself and pushing yourself, pushing yourself, and just hitting the grind all day, every day, no rest, no nothing, you're just going to find yourself digging your own grave. And it's a very ugly picture. Number 6, learn to respect women. Please, this is so important. I don't know how to stress this one enough, and it makes me sick how many chads I see out there manipulating women for sex or whatever it is. Stop doing it. It's not cool. It's not. It's just not okay. And you're you asshole guys out there who think you're being so cool and manly by fucking all these women and dumping them. It just makes you look. You first of all, you look like a giant douche, and second of all, you are what is wrong with the world. You guys are out there doing all this stuff are what everything that is wrong with this world and why it's so difficult for the good ones like myself to actually find decent women because you guys are out there corrupting them all. You're all you want to do is get your dick wet, and then you take away their purity or whatever you want to call it, and now all these women have such low self-esteems and their standards are all over the place, and it just becomes very messy, and that's a mess that we have to clean up. We have to clean up after you. So stop disrespecting women, stop taking advantage of them, stop manipulating them, and look inward for once, damn it. Stop constantly trying to treat women like your sex toys, like they're objects. Women are people too. They have thoughts and feelings and emotions, and they have standards and expectations and the whole 9 yards. So quit it. Stop doing this because it's not cool. It's not manly. It's the exact opposite. It makes you look like a giant tool. It makes you look like an idiot, a douche, and nobody likes a guy like that just constantly has to be having sex with women, every woman he lays his eyes on. Learn to control yourself for heaven's sake. Okay, number 7, I listed the more sober you are, the better. And this one is actually very difficult for me to write down because I myself struggle with this from time to time. But it's true, and I see that now. Not that I don't like to have a good time myself or, get tiny bit drunk every once in a while on the weekends, what have you. But you don't need to be constantly guzzling down beers or haven't taken shots or smoking weed and getting high and all of that stuff. Once in a while is okay. I do it myself all the time. I mean, whatever. I've talked about this on the channel, but I had to slow down a lot because of health reasons. And, I used to drink very heavily in my early 20s, even up until just recently. Not only does it make you, first of all, makes you gain weight, so careful. It also makes you look like just a selfish douche because, alcohol is, yeah, it's good. It's good to enjoy it. But once you start to abuse it and let it take over, then it starts to mess with your head and it starts to, spiral downward and turn into a mental illness. And I've seen it myself. I've been through it myself. And nobody likes that person, that guy who's always looking for that next drink or always smoking weed. I'm telling you right now, it's such a turn off when guys are like doing that dip, the chewing tobacco, whatever you want to call it, when you're spitting into a bottle all the time. Oh God, that is so gross. Oh, that is so disgusting. I know a couple people who do it or used to do it at least. And there's nothing more disgusting than seeing their half full bottle of tobacco spit sitting on the kitchen table. It is so disgusting and it just smells gross. And just seeing you spit it out and putting it in your mouth and weed will do the same thing. And trust me, when you smoke weed and then you go out in public, or you're just around other people and they just smell it on you, such a turn off, and it is disgusting. So please, I'm not saying don't do it at all, but just not every second of every day when you're around other people and you're making it super obvious and just being obnoxious about it and inconsiderate. Just slow down, take it easy. You don't need it. It's not going anywhere. Just you don't. Yeah, again, you don't need to be constantly drunk or high on something in order to enjoy life. That's something I had to learn the hard way, trust me. Number 8, being a dick or being an asshole does not make you cool. It does not make you look more manly. It does not make you look any more superior than you were before. It just makes you loud and obnoxious and everybody wants to stay away from you. And I wish guys would be a little bit more, I don't know why I feel like I even need to have to mention this one because it's so ridiculous how many guys out there think that you must be so loud and angry and insulting and rude to people who step on your toes or whatever or look at you the wrong way. It's not cool. You may think it's establishing some sort of dominance or what have you, and maybe it does for the moment or for a temporary amount of time. But at the end of the day, you just look like a big asshole and people just kind of want to stay away from you. And they're not going to really tell you because you're just going to flip out and get angry at them. So they're just going to slowly distance themselves away from you. And eventually you'll find yourself all alone in life. And you're just, yeah, that's it. You're just alone. You're going to die alone. And, I mean, I've heard it multiple times. Like women like being treated like shit because it asserts dominance. Yeah, fuck that. Any guy who says that ever deserves to be smacked across the face. Be kind. Something I've learned is when you feel like yelling, do the exact opposite. Whisper, quiet, be quiet, and then, you know what they say, silence is the most powerful tool, the most powerful weapon. I've been practicing that one a lot. Number 9 is clean up after yourselves. Please, guys. This is so, it's so important, but I don't see anybody really doing it. I mean, for the most part, guys are pretty good about this. But when you're at a girlfriend's house or her family's house or whatever, or just out and about with friends, or, when you're at your own house and you live alone, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But if you're with other people or not at your own home, clean up after yourself. Nobody likes that douchebag that just leaves a mess or just doesn't pitch in, doesn't help with the chores, doesn't help with cleanup, nobody likes that guy. And number 10, and I kind of already went over this, but shut your mouth. Please, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how loud you are, how funny you are, how enthusiastic you are, how confident, whatever. Nobody cares. Shut your mouth. That's it. Just shut up. Please stop making noise. Stop talking. Stop trying to make conversation with every single person that crosses your path and trying to make a positive first impression or trying to be funny, trying to crack jokes, trying to do this or that. It's just stop running your mouth. You don't need to talk that much. Nobody wants to be talked to that much. Nobody wants to hear that much noise ever. So that's my list. I hope you guys got something out of this. Literally, you guys, dudes, men, boys out there. I mean, let's just be honest. Men are just in nature very messy and sloppy and smelly and sweaty and loud and just arrogant, and it's just gross. I sound like a chick right now, but whatever. It's true. I don't even care. I'm not even sorry. We're slobs. We are nature's slobs. And you don't have to give in to that. You don't have to embrace that. People wear it like a mask sometimes. You can be a dude. You can be a fully grown man and be clean and sober and look good, smell good, feel good, and treat others right and show kindness and respect and compassion and empathy. Be of service to others without expecting things in return, Just be a decent human being, for fuck's sake. It's not going to kill you. Men in this world, our role is to provide for others, to protect, to build, to defend, for others. And if you can't get on board with that, then just go out, there's the door. Thank you guys once again very much for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please like, subscribe, comment, email me. It's all there on the channel if you want to, just send me any kind of feedback or anything like that. So thank you guys again for watching. And as always, I will see you next time. God bless.